Hello guys, and welcome to another video by Games Rage Gaming. And being displayed now on your screen is the brand new Xbox, guys, which will be coming out very soon. And for you guys that don't know, this is now going to be called Project Scorpio, which will be released towards the end of this year. And basically guys, it's a brand new design from Microsoft, bringing out a brand new console, and it's going to beat all of the competitors. So for example, the PlayStation 4 Pro, what's currently just been out now. And for any of you guys looking for the specs for all the new consoles, I'm just going to put them on screen now guys and just have a quick talk through them. So the first thing what it shows on screen guys is obviously the CPU, which is the central processing unit of the Xbox. And in this Project Scorpio, it's going to currently be custom cores at 86-bit, which is obviously the same as 64-bit. And the cores are going to be clocked at 2.3 gigahertz, whereas the current Xbox One is only clocked at 1.75 gigahertz. Now, for you guys that actually know, I also have a PS4 and an Xbox One, but when you actually compare graphics between the two of them and the speed, the PlayStation definitely outperforms the Xbox in performance and speed. So, for example, the graphics processing unit on the PlayStation 4 is much better than that of the Xbox One. So the actual display of the PS4 comes out much better than the Xbox One, guys. But when you actually have a look at the comparison between the GPUs, the graphics processing unit, between all of them, the Xbox One, for example, performs at 853 megahertz, whereas the PlayStation 4 Pro performs at 911 megahertz. Now, for you guys actually thinking, what is that? Well, there's not really much difference in the comparison between them both. But if you actually compare them side by side graphically, you'll notice a big change in the PlayStation's display. And obviously a big problem now in gaming, guys, is the graphics can't keep up with the game. So obviously now that we're moving more towards 4K, the graphics processing unit will have to be much better to provide a smoother kind of surface for the whole game. And next guys, we're just going to move on to the memory of all the consoles. So obviously, as you can see, the Project Scorpio has the most with the 12 gig of GDDR5, whereas the Xbox One has 8 gig of DDR3, and the PlayStation 4 has 8 gig of GDDR5 again. So then guys, if we actually have a look at a standard home computer system, which is running Windows 10 for example, you're looking a minimum of 2 gig RAM to actually perform the computer to a standard rate. Whereas obviously if we look at the brand new Project Scorpio, we're looking at 12 gig of GDDR5, which is a huge amount of RAM. So Microsoft must be looking to outperform every other console and computer system, because obviously every console is basically just a computer system designed for gaming. Next guys, we're moving on to the memory bandwidth, which basically is the transfer speed of what the data will transfer at. And obviously, as you can see, the Project Scorpio will transfer at 326 gig per second, which is a lot, especially when it compares the Xbox One transferring at 204 gig per second, even though it takes absolutely forever for it to transfer from one hard drive to another when you're copying anything, for example. So I don't really think the speeds are that accurate on this, guys, but and next we're just going to have a quick look at the hard drive specs. So the new Project Scorpio will have a standard 1TB 2.5 inch installed, whereas the Xbox One will obviously, you could buy in alternative hard drives. So you could have a 500 gig, you could have a 1TB, but a lot of the time the 500 gig will not be enough, and you will have to either upgrade your hard drive or buy an external hard drive to support your games. And the last thing guys is obviously the optical drive, so your DVD drive which is installed, which you put your discs in. And in the new Project Scorpio you've got a 4K UHD Blu-ray reader, which is kind of standard. I mean, not a lot of people really use discs now, it's all mostly digital, normally online, obviously from the Xbox Play Store for example, where you can just rent your DVDs or Netflix. So to be honest, the optical drive really isn't that needed, let's say, in the new consoles, whereas obviously a lot of people like to keep a digital copy still of the discs. So the next thing what we're going to have a quick look at, guys, is obviously the release date. Now this is the expected release date, which is at Christmas 2017. So the odds are that they'll probably release it in around about end of November, so it's ready for Christmas, ready for pre-order. But the most amazing thing with the Xbox Scorpio is the price, which is estimated to be around £400 to £500, which is roughly about $500 to $600. And obviously price-wise, this is quite a lot to pay for a console. But at the same time, they are looking to really advance this console, so they're going to really be concentrating on virtual reality with the new Xbox Scorpio. So I mean, there'll be a lot of updates for it at first. But then again, you guys do have to look at what Microsoft are actually providing you. So I mean, this console will make sure that all your Xbox One games work on the new Xbox console, for example. So there'll be a lot of support added, and all the games will be upgraded to 4K, which will require a lot of work from Microsoft's side. And at the end of the day, guys, I mean, Microsoft is such a big company that obviously they're out for money, guys, and at the same time they're out to give you a good product at the same time. So they're going to price a console at something they know what customers will buy it at. So even if they do price it at £400 to £500, they'll still get a lot more customers than they would do if they priced it higher and just expected a few to get it. And that's it for this video, guys. I hope you like the video itself, and if you have any questions, just leave a comment down below and I'll get back to you. Other than that, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe.
I do it for love.